start with you, Andrew.
Kane, 30th Test secretary, just your initial thoughts on, I guess, reaching that milestone?
Yeah, I mean, like the focus was just about trying to build a partnership, and you know, there's some really tough spells there where South Africa probably didn't have a lot of luck, and we were sort of able to do that along with obviously Rachin, who was simply outstanding, and it was nice to contribute a little bit to that partnership and put us in a reasonably strong position. But we know that, you know, we're going to have to work pretty hard, very hard come tomorrow. We know they bat deep, and you know, but hopefully with the weather that we've got around, the pitch will deteriorate a bit, but we'll have to wait and see.
It has typically been a hard slog here to get, you know, wickets and get games done, but how much desire is there to make this an emphatic, you know, win?
I mean, we want to keep playing good cricket. We want to be disciplined, and we had some really good bits throughout the day. You know, I thought the way the guys came out with the bat, obviously batted around Rachin, who certainly led the way, and you know, to get to a total and try and up the run rate, which was really tough to do. And most guys got out trying to, and then I thought with the ball we were pretty good, but I think, you know, we want to come back tomorrow and be really disciplined with our areas, and try and build that pressure for longer.
And just on batting with Rachin, you know, you did a couple of times at the World Cup, but it's a pretty new sort of partner for you. What's he like to be out in the middle?
Oh, he's brilliant. He's a class act to watch, certainly from the other end, and a very calm, sort of mature head on him. So I think that's one of his biggest strengths, to be honest. Clearly got the skill and the game, as we've seen, and in the one-day format in particular, but to see it out there over the last couple of days and go through the gears, and you know, the full display of skill, but with such a calm temperament. You know, it wasn't plain sailing. You know, we both had our moments, and we sort of tried to work hard together and keep each other sort of focused when you know, the bowling was really disciplined, and then they weren't giving too much away. So yeah, really great temperament and an outstanding innings, and obviously a special moment for Rachin with his first Test 100. But not only that, it wasn't enough. You know, he had to keep going to put the team in a strong position, and 240 is quite special.
He's played a number of different roles in a fairly sort of short international career already. Do you find that middle order spot might be the best place for him in Test cricket at least? Yeah, I mean, he looked pretty good at 4. 240 suggests that, I guess. But look, I think he is a stroke maker, and plays all the shots, and does like to go through the gears, and I do think it suits his style of play. So you know, getting the opportunity and coming in and batting at 4, you know, as we saw, was something that appeared to be quite natural. But look, he's just soaking everything up, and he's loving every moment, and just, yeah, I mean, from a teammate's perspective, loving his attitude and in the group, and just trying to move the team forward like all the other players.
Kane, before today you were the second youngest New Zealander to score a double hundred, and now Rachin's clipped you by a couple of months. What does it kind of mean to make a score like that at an age like that, from personal experience?
Yeah, well, I mean, tough question to answer. Yeah, I think, you know, the focus, I mean, I try and speak on behalf of Rachin, but certainly from my experience, it's just trying to do as much as you can for the team, and if that's with the bat, and it's trying to do it for longer, and keep trying to put the team in a better position. And from what I saw, that's exactly what Rachin did, and and he kept going, and he knew the times to try and, you know, increase the run rate as we were getting into a real position of strength, and trying to give ourselves, you know, a few overs tonight to see if we could make a couple of breakthroughs, and he did all of that. And yeah, what does it mean? I think it's just the satisfaction at such a large contribution, which puts the team in a strong position, and yeah, and he certainly did that.
And kind of give you the confidence to know you can make a contribution like that, and use it as a bit of a springboard to, you know, kick on from there.
Yeah, look, it's. I think he's maybe got 1 or 2 others in the past, and I think having other players around him. Perhaps, the likes of Tom and Devon and Daryl and Blundell and these guys that have been in the team for quite a long time and put together some really good performances. I think that's all really helpful when you come into the side and try and understand that it's not necessarily about milestones. It's about trying to keep putting the team into a better position. So it's trying to do that little bit more, and like I say, when someone goes out and scores 240 and is not satisfied with perhaps anything less, it's about applying himself for as long as he can. That shows an outstanding attitude to his care for the team and where he wants to try and put the side when he's playing.
Kane, having helped set the team culture at the moment as part of the leadership, what have you made of the transition, I guess, bringing in some new players like Kane Williamson and Rachin as to being more permanent members of that test side?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I suppose in my time there, you're always seeing elements of change, and whether that's within the 11 or the squad or even support staff, and navigating that as best you can is always something that's worth considering putting time and effort into, because it naturally, when personnel changes, it's something different. And but the guys that have come in, and when it's been sort of one or two at a time, they've I think quite quickly understood how the team likes to operate, and it is shared with them. And even the likes of Daryl and Devon and Kyle, when they came in and quickly bought into what the team is about, and in a lot of ways led through their actions and behaviours and performances as well. And we're seeing that from Rachin and Glenn as well, and in different ways. So it's great. It's really important to our side that's continued. Our environment is key for us, and I think it's always just gauging where it's at and making sure we sort of move with the times as change inevitably happens.
And how was your own personal build-up to this test? Did you have a smooth build-up?
Rehab has been a big part of anything I've been doing in the last wee while, which, but I was able to get some training in, and the hamstring recovered quickly, which was nice. And so I mean, you're just trying to prepare as well as you can, and obviously here at home as well, so able to use the facilities and face some of the guys that live here and those sorts of things. So yeah, I mean, you try and plan that out as well as you can and prepare.
Kane, how have you found over the past year just being a fielder, not a captain out there?
I mean, it is different, and it's it might sound odd, but it is definitely part of the transition, I think, of understanding your place, but at the same time knowing that Tim and I work well together, and both of us, even when I was captaining, were quite involved in the leadership decisions, and so that hasn't changed a huge amount. But also I'm very mindful of the fact that Tim needs his space to be him and make his decisions, and I certainly back that 100%. And it's always fun when you're involved out there and on and off the field, and you sort of try and do whatever you can for the team, because that's what you care about. But yeah, it is something a little bit different, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to.
And just on your dismissal today, very similar sort of to the chance you gave out yesterday. Is that a case of trying to go straight to fifth gear?
Yeah, probably. Should have learnt my lesson, but I think we did a lot of the groundwork, and they were extremely disciplined with the ball. Didn't offer a lot, and it sort of sat on the surface. It was quite difficult to use the pace, and so it was just trying to basically up the run rate from a position of strength, and obviously wasn't able to do that today, which was a bit frustrating. But we saw the guys come in and do it extremely well, and really sort of go through the gears through that sort of middle session and into that last session too.
Kane, one of the things that the team talks about in Test cricket is patience and the importance of it, and doing little things well for long periods of time. From what you've seen out there for the first 2 days, how important is that attitude going to be, and that approach going to be over the next 3 potential days?
Yeah, really important. You know, I think we'll see the pitch start to perhaps deteriorate later on in the match with the hot weather that we have around and the wind as well. And but certainly, you know, throughout today and the last part of yesterday, it was just trying to hang in there, both teams. You know, there was a little bit on offer that made it hard to perhaps hit through the line, and it was just trying to stay with your plan and not lose patience. And, you know, we had our moments. And, you know, it was at the same time, it's sort of just trying to understand where we want to be as a team and when those risks need to be taken. And, you know, we gave ourselves the opportunity to do that, which I think was a really good effort as a batting unit. But we need to be mindful with the ball that, you know, that we are really disciplined and we hang in there and play the long game. And that'll be important going into tomorrow, and we'll have to just sort of see how the game unfolds from there.